Hey, my name is Chris Fox, and I'm a producer on Dauntless.
Chris, what are you showing here at PAX West?
We are showing off the Nintendo Switch version of Dauntless.
So, it's been quite a launch for you. Talk about what it's finally been like to get your game you've been working so hard on in the public's hands and seeing their reaction to it.
It's been awesome, like super gratifying to hear and see the reactions and all the comments and feedback and everything from players. And we're really looking forward to bringing those players to Switch as well.
What are some of the challenges for bringing a games as a service platform to multiple consoles and platforms?
I think just focus and how we split our time, you know. Like you said, you were on multiple platforms and consoles. Were on PC and PlayStation 4 and Xbox already, and Switch before the end of the year. And doing 4 platforms at once is a lot of work. So that's been the main focus.
So what are some of the challenges when you're making a game for the Switch and porting it to the Switch? Because obviously you start out with the build working on PC, and then you get the other things as you go along.
I think making sure that the game runs and plays awesome no matter where you're playing it. Whether it's on a Switch or a base PS4 or a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X, we want to make sure you're having the same experience, the same performance and that same quality and that feel of combat.
What was the biggest challenge of getting the game, either a technical or a UI issue, getting it on the Switch and having it work just as good as PC or Xbox?
I think we're in the middle of that right now. Getting the performance to the point where we want on Switch is the ongoing task. We're targeting 30 frames per second. We're already pretty close on this build here, and we've got a few months to go before we release it.
What's been the biggest challenge on porting to the Switch? Because they have that, it's 720p in handheld, and then in the dock it's 1080.
Right. Honestly, that hasn't been too much of an issue. Like, our art style is very scalable. A lot of bright colors and stuff help us, I think, in that regard. Playing it on handheld's great.
So talk about, where did the idea for the combat design come from for this game?
I think, when we started out, we were all fans of Monster Hunter and games like Dark Souls. Just combat with consequence, and I think committing to your actions was a big inspiration for how we built the game.
Because your combat's, people look at it and say Monster Hunter, but Monster Hunter's combat is a lot more slow and methodical. This is a lot more actiony and fast-paced.
Yeah, I think it's evolved quite a bit too. Like, from 3 years ago to now, it was a lot slower than what we find today, and that was a cool journey to go on from where we started to, getting feedback from our community and the kinds of ways they wanted to play the game to where you see it now. And it is a lot more action focused and I think a lot more fun now than it was when we started out.
You guys have a really cool mechanic in your game, whereas aside from Monster Hunter, where you just have like a life bar you're looking at, like your monsters actually deteriorate as you damage them and lose limbs and scales and tails and stuff like that. Talk a little bit about that.
For us, it was super important to think of it like a boxing match. You're going toe-to-toe with this behemoth, and you want to pay really close attention to how they're acting, how they look, what their tells are. Are they tired? How are they hurting? And communicating that with your party is super crucial to being successful.
You talk about what being self-published, like how that helps you creatively as a producer.
I think we are beholden to ourselves, and we hold ourselves accountable. So we make decisions based on the information we have and what we want to go in the game and what we think our fans are going to want to see in the game. And I think that freedom is very empowering.
So once you launch on Nintendo Switch, what's next for Dauntless?
Christmas break. We're always adding more stuff to the game. In addition to the Switch version, we've got new behemoths, new weapons, new game modes, new hunt passes, like all kinds of stuff in the pipe. We've got lots and lots and lots in store.
New emotes?
Oh yeah, definitely new emotes. New dances.
So when does it come out on Nintendo Switch? Do you have a hard release date yet?
Sometime before the end of the year.
And then where can people go to find more information about Dauntless? And it is free to play.
It is free to play. They can go to playdauntless.com and they can play it right now on the Epic Game Store, on PlayStation 4, and the Xbox.